Well, marine technology sector in Cornwall has been a vibrant sector for many, many years. We really needed to look to find ways to fully support our marine technology sector and make sure that they had the tools they needed to bring that intensity level up. Marine Eye has worked with businesses, SMEs in Cornwall to help understand industry challenges, develop their research, development, innovation projects by introducing and using research expertise through the universities and our research organisations, as well as the facilities that are available there. And then we've also had grant funding available, which helps de-risk that project phase of the research and development.
We developed a concept for our tidal energy technology called the HydroWing and applied for the Marine Eye grant. It was just coming out at the time. I think it was very, very important in the early stage because we had a concept which we knew would work, but we had to demonstrate that feasibility, and there's quite a lot of engineering to get the technology to where it is now.
The team have developed some really high-tech, innovative product that allows a yacht to sail without a generator but still have the same amount of power on the boat by taking the power from the main diesel engine. We would certainly not have had the facilities that we have here without the Marine Eye support, allowing us to kit it out with some significantly expensive plant and machinery and testing equipment.
The product you can see behind is called the Tug Dock. It's a new, novel, patented way of lifting boats out of the water or putting floating buildings or anything into the water. We'd gone as far as we could with the money we had. What we didn't have was the ability to build a physical full-size unit. They offered the money. That meant we could get other investors involved, and so we could carry on and get to the stage we're at now, which is proof of concept.
We specialise in multi-beam sonar and laser surveys, an industry-leading product for marine asset surveys. I approached Marine Eye to apply for some funding to turn the very rough prototype idea into the next stage of development. Something that could have taken years took probably about 6 months. From Marine Eye links and suggestions, we moved into this place. Big step up from a hot desk in a garage.
The project that AMOG's doing here down in Cornwall with Marine Eye is our Wave Energy Converter project, which is our flagship R&D project. I was brought on as one of the caveats in the Marine Eye assistance. It had to take on a local graduate. We've been doing a lot of in-house development, a lot of numerical modelling and some wave tank testing before our trial here down in Cornwall at the Fab Test site.
Working with Marine Eye, we were looking at the problems associated with moorings for large commercial ships. The main assistance that we had was actually having a dedicated employee from the university who was experienced in the science of this. They had a major involvement in terms of what we were designing, and then gave us financial support in order to undertake the tests within a proper test facility in Plymouth. So, I mean, without this sort of support, the mooring ideas would still very much be on the drawing board.
Reef Cubes is a stackable, interlockable structure, and its main use is to act as a marine habitat, but also to protect pipelines, cables, and also reduce scour around offshore structures. Marine Eye helped us on 2 occasions. Firstly was with a Rapid Innovation Grant, and that was for enhancing our subsea surveying, underwater digital communications equipment, and also more diving cylinders. Also, we received some research fellow and laboratory use. So that was at the University of Plymouth Coast Lab. Being a startup company and quite a young company, it was about proving the product before deploying it on a mass scale. So it gave us the confidence and the ability to approach a big developer and say, look, this works in a wave flume, which gave them the confidence to trial the product. So we're now testing Reef Cubes at an Aberdeen Bay test site called the European Offshore Wind Deployment Centre.
We generated 14 products who came to market. They went out to international conferences, got awards. So the investment generated not products, they generated new startup companies based here in Cornwall.
What we've done is help accelerate businesses already on the pathway of understanding where they needed to develop their solutions and their products through the provision of the research expertise, the provision of the facilities, the industry contacts, networks and knowledge, and then the grant funding really is just there to de-risk the projects that would have happened anyway.
After we'd got the proof of concepts to actually say this product is going to work, we know it's going to work, now we have to find out if customers really want it. Having the ability to use some of that funding to provide some of the marketing support, the testing support and so on, allowed us really to de-risk some of what we were doing.
It's allowed the company to grow very, very rapidly in a very, very short space of time, bringing revenue into the business, but also allowing us to focus on R&D during the quieter periods as well.
Without Marine Eye, we probably wouldn't be at this stage where we are with the product. We'd probably still be scratching around looking for mechanisms to try and develop it further.
They put us in touch with the local supply chain. Coming over to the UK, entering a new market, it's very helpful to have this network, which has been partly facilitated by Marine Eye. The fab test site, being pre-consented, saved about 5 years, they reckon, if we were to do the equivalent in Australia.
We could purchase items that were probably more reliable than we would have purchased just outright for ourselves. So it made a more reliable product and allowed the R&D to proceed much quicker.
The contribution that Marine Eye has made to our business has been significant, and actually providing real research and data and actually telling us whether what we envisaged would be possible or not.
Marine Eye has been a moment in time. We've really just scratched the surface of the potential of the industry, understanding where they can take themselves. We've seen before companies become big players on a global stage. I think what we've seen in the last 2.5 years is an even bigger tranche of companies that have got the potential to do even more.
The legacy, what is left, is a starting point, in my opinion, for Marine Eye. Now we have to go forward and make sure that we can continue bringing their ideas to the real world.
The Marine Eye grant is finishing, and it's absolutely vital that something else comes in to take its place. Investors won't take the risk until it's gone on to a further stage, and you can't get to that stage of development unless you've got a little bit of money in the form of a grant to be able to get that far.
Because there's a lot of innovation that goes on, the Marine Eye funding will be missed, and there'll be opportunities like this that might find it more difficult to get those funds in future years.
Marine Eye had such a broad reach within the marine sector that it allowed a lot of companies to get on the ladder, and it's helped to get people working together.
We've got links with other companies that have had Marine Eye funding. It will be a real shame for other marine tech startups who don't have the opportunity that we've had.
The big worry is it's started to get the ball rolling with products and projects, but now there might be a void that's left. So what's going to happen for the ideas for the next 2 to 5 years? I don't know.
I sincerely hope that we have something that comes forward in the future which can help build on the legacy that we've left behind. I think it's absolutely crucial that there's something in place there which helps overcome the challenges that businesses face, that help de-risk that initial investment that's needed to develop these ideas to a point where they can step forward. I think we've proven that this is an investable proposition. We can really take ourselves forward to a place where we are solving those global challenges and delivering economic growth for Cornwall.